Okay, we are running into a few problems today, already starting off. So we walk out, and then I notice that it's sprinkling outside, and I did not bring an umbrella. And there's no umbrella outside, so I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure where they are. I checked the back of my trunk, but I think I cleared it out and I put it inside of the apartment. So we are hoping that I don't have to walk a long a long distance, just because sometimes we have to walk a few blocks to the gym. So hopefully we find close parking. I did bring my wallet, so this time around, I think what I'm gonna do is just pay for parking, and then just park a little bit closer. That way I don't get too wet, because I don't have an umbrella and I didn't come prepared. And then I didn't want to go back inside and then start looking for it, just because I don't know. I really don't know where it is. And then also, I woke up today and it looks like we are not going to be doing chest day. Our chest is still feeling pretty sore from last time. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it another day to rest for today. And then tomorrow, what we're going to do is do chest, back, and shoulders. And I think that'll be pretty good. I think that'll be a pretty good setup. It'll be a little bit more of a tougher, I guess I would say, day, because it's gonna feel a little bit longer. But I feel like sometimes we gotta do that, because not all the time our body works the way we want it to. So you gotta have to kind of just improvise sometimes and adapt a little bit. But today, what we're going to do is gonna be a little bit of a modified day for today and tomorrow. Well, for you guys, for tomorrow's video, you guys are gonna get that on Tuesday. I mean on Monday. So that's gonna be Monday's video for you guys. But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do some triceps, and I think we're gonna throw in some ab work, and we're also going to do hamstrings. So we can't forget that. So it's not gonna be too bad, but it's gonna be for sure a shorter day. Just because we're not gonna be including that really heavy lifts of chest that we sometimes incorporate. So we're gonna save those for tomorrow. So hopefully the pre-workout really helps us out tomorrow, because it's gonna be a busy one. It is going to be a busy one, but thankfully it doesn't get too crazy during the weekends, and it's not usually super packed. So I'm hoping that tomorrow, although it's gonna be a bit of a busy day, it won't be too packed. I'm also thinking that I'm not going to be doing, like, let's say the 7 to 8 sets that I typically do. I think what I'll do is I'll just do 6 sets of chest, and I think that should be pretty good. I'm just go hard, and maybe, well, I mean, I'm gonna go hard with all of it, because I'm gonna do a weight that's difficult for me and everything. But we're not gonna go as crazy as the other day, because we also wanted to make sure that it heals by the time we start working it out again on Tuesday. So we kind of have to gauge it a little bit and see how it goes. But I think 6 sets of heavy ones is going to be the sweet spot. And I think that'll give me enough time to heal for the next chest day destruction. It looks like there's also not a bunch of traffic, which is kind of nice. I'm thinking that maybe the rain is going to stop some folks from coming to the gym. That sometimes happens. The weather does dictate a little bit of whether people feel a little bit more motivated to go to the gym, or whether they show up or not. It should not change whether you go, though. You should be going every time you need to go, because consistency is key when it comes to bodybuilding. You want to make sure that you're being as consistent as possible, but remember, also take your rest days. Also, don't be too hard on yourself. Let's say something comes up and you're hella busy, or whatever it is, right? And it's something that was out of your control, and you don't get to hit the gym, for example. Don't try to beat yourself up over it. It's just a day. Just kind of go back to normal and just continue. I think the worst thing that you can do is kind of like stop yourself and kind of go into this this danger mode where you feel like you're gonna lose all your gains, or you feel like I don't know, you just start feeling bad about it, right? So try not to do that too often, even though it's pretty hard. You know, you want to be as consistent as possible, and you sometimes can see like things on Instagram, on TikTok, or things like that. People going crazy in the gym, and so you know that can you go if you end up like skipping, you're gonna feel a little bit bad sometimes. But what you can do also is feel more motivated. You're gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna go extra hard tomorrow because I ain't go today. So that extra rest, I'm gonna use that energy to go harder on whatever body part I'm gonna work out the next day. What you can also do is just kind of incorporate a little bit of that body part into that workout, so that way you can throw it in. You can modify your workouts if you need to, or modify your days if you have to, based on kind of how your routine goes, how your body's kind of recovering a little bit. Similar to what I'm doing now, I'm kind of changing up a little bit of these 2 days because I want to give my chest a little bit of an extra day to rest up a little bit, because I don't want to work it out while it's healing and everything, because I can get hurt and I don't want that. So we're gonna do that extra day, and just like I'm doing, just modifying just a tiny bit, but it's not throwing off my whole routine. You can sometimes do that. Now if you're like throwing in, like you're trying to do like 4 body groups and then things like that, I think that can get a little much, and then some specific movements might start suffering in terms of the energy output. So just make sure you're also taking that into account. You also want to make sure you're going hard and you're not using all your energy as well. And then, you know how we talked a little bit about, or I mentioned how there's not that much traffic and everything. I was wrong. Every time we pass this little bridge here, or whatever tunnel, there's always traffic. There's only been maybe like one, I can probably count the amount of times with my hands when we've had like a clear passage through this thing, because it's always packed. It's always packed. But because it's raining, man, I think it's gonna be a slow day at the gym. It's also Friday. Most folks, sometimes they just rather go out and do their thing, and some folks want to hit the gym, and I'm one of those folks that wants to hit the gym. Or some people maybe have a little bit more free time on Fridays and they go earlier, and maybe that's why it's so empty sometimes. Who knows? Who knows? It's always a mystery when we show up at the gym at random times and there's hella people, because you know, I know why I'm there at certain times and things like that, but I wonder why they're there. I don't blame them though. I don't blame anyone that goes early, because going early, I think it's like a cheat code as well. I know I keep saying things are cheat codes, but they kind of are, because it helps you out a bunch. I feel like going to the gym earlier in the day, I feel like you have way more energy than trying to go later in the day. So I get my better lifts in the morning to maybe around 12 to 2 would be ideal for me. But sometimes you don't have to go like around 2 and stuff, or sometimes I have to go a little bit later. Just kind of depends on my schedule, really, when I have time. And that can sometimes be a little bit later in the day, and I feel a little bit more tired. I feel a little bit more tired. I used to do presentations back when the pandemic kind of first started kind of being a big thing. And I used to, or not even kind of, not at the start. It was a little bit towards the end where I started kind of my fitness routine, or kind of just started doing this whole fitness thing. And I was still kind of doing presentations on Zoom and everything. And sometimes I would have really late presentations, and I would have to go to the gym super late, and man, was I tired. Imagine doing a whole presentation for maybe like an hour and a half, and then right after that, you know, you're using hell energy, because it takes a lot out of you to give a presentation. You know, you have to prep and everything, and so man, the last thing you want to think about is going to the gym. But we made it happen. And you know, things like that can sometimes kind of become obstacles, but you have to kind of, when it comes to the gym, and whether you want it and everything, if you're going to make time for it, you know, if you like something, you're going to make time for it. Just similar to the gym, because although my schedule is so busy and everything, and I have so many things happening and going on, I have so many different responsibilities, but I find a way to kind of embed the gym, so that way it becomes a routine, and that way I can work around it, so that way it can feel as most comfortable for me as possible, and it can also feel as much as part of my routine as natural as possible for me, so that way it doesn't feel like a chore. It doesn't feel like, oh damn, I have to head to the gym right now. If like, I'm pretty excited to head to the gym, and it's been feeling like that. I know there's times where maybe you have those days where, you know, the gym doesn't seem that fun, or the gym, I don't know, the last thing you want to do is go to a gym. But sometimes you end up going to the gym on those days, and it ends up being one of the best days that you've had. And you know, you end up really liking those days. And I think sometimes those days can make an impact, because you tell yourself, man, if I can show up on those bad days, why would I not show up on those good days? And so just keep that in mind. Just try to show up as much as possible. Obviously, the gym can be a little bit of a harder thing to incorporate sometimes. Mostly people have responsibilities and everything, but try to throw it in there. I think you'll thank yourself. You'll thank yourself for sure. Mostly once you start seeing those different gains and everything, you start seeing yourself in the mirror in the mornings and everything, man, you start seeing those gains come in. It really motivates you. When I first started seeing these changes, it was really nice to see. But then once I started seeing way more, it just kind of became like an addiction. I just wanted to see so many more changes. It just became so much more fun once I kind of got really deep into it, and I started to really challenge myself. I think that's when things really got really good with bodybuilding. I think I want to say the first year to maybe year and a half, it's really like kind of like a real big trial and error thing, where you really figure out whether you like it or not. Because sometimes it takes a while. It takes a while, and it takes a lot of dedication and everything. And so it takes a while to really figure out whether you really like it and you want to continue it, or how you want to structure it into your life. But we're maybe around 10 minutes. The gym is on the other side of the lake, and we're kind of on the opposite side right now. So we're almost there. We're almost there. We're also going to be stopping by Safeway after this, because I'm going to be making some type of wraps. What am I going to make? It's going to be a tzatziki, if that's how you say it. Tzatziki sauce that has it's like a creamy sauce. The macros are awesome with it. And then it has cucumber, like cut up cucumber. And it's in this really nice sauce. And then what we like to do is get like a style of like flatbread. And then we throw on some type of like chicken. And so we like to get these chicken skewers from Safeway, and they sell them kind of in packs. I think packs of 4. Super fire. They have like chipotle, teriyaki, and like barbecue and different things like that. And so you can cook those up pretty easy, pretty fast. And you can really throw them up in anything, and they're pretty fast. And they sometimes have them on sale, so I'm hoping that today when we go, they're on sale so we can pick some up, because we also ran out of chicken. So we're gonna have to go to Costco this weekend. I'm thinking maybe we'll go tomorrow, since we have a little bit more time, and hopefully it's not too packed. Hopefully it's not too packed, because man, Costco, for some reason, it is packed no matter what day it is, what time it is, what holiday it is. People are at Costco. It gets crazy in there. It gets crazy in there. But let's go ahead and now switch over to the next clip. Let's see if we end up starting off with some tricep push. No, actually, we're gonna end up starting off with some hamstrings. We're gonna start with hamstrings today, and then we're gonna move on to some triceps. That's what we're gonna end up doing. Let's see. Not let's see. We're gonna do a seated curls. Hopefully they're available. I'll see you guys in the next clip. This thing's on. Let's go ahead and do our first set. We did a bit of a warm up, but I think because we have a little bit more time today, what I'm gonna do is do something a little bit more stabilized. So we're gonna end up setting it up here, and then doing the one that I've been teaching you guys about, that I've been really liking, because this one keeps you stable throughout the whole thing, and it's pretty fire. And we get to go super heavy on this, load it super heavy, and just go hard. So I think that's what we're gonna do for 3 sets here, and then we're gonna move over to maybe some crossbody work. I think that'll be pretty good. And then I'm thinking we're gonna do maybe some seated overhead tricep extension. I think I'll be pretty good with the same bar. Just set it up this way. Just fucking push. I think I'll be pretty good. Let's do it. So we're gonna use our trusty belts to stabilize this a little bit more. And play the music. We just stops. Okay, that was pretty good. I think what I'm gonna do is maybe drop set a little bit, maybe from 60 to maybe 53, and hit it for maybe 2 to 4 more. We'll see. Nice. Okay. Somewhere just like that. And then I think instead of the crossbody work that we usually do, what we're gonna do is maybe the one that we like, where you grab the single rope. Just grab here. It's the same thing as maybe doing like a rope tricep extension, but what I like about that one is I can really focus on one hand at a time. And so what I like, this thing just keeps moving, but what I like to do is really push myself into this while I let this thing just stretch me back and just push in. And it's fire. But I think what I'm gonna do is maybe take like a 1-2 minute break, go drink some water, and then we'll be back to continue. Okay. Man, this thing is gonna end up hitting me in the head, but like last time. But let's go ahead and do the second set. We ended up moving down just a tiny bit. So we were originally we're doing 60, but I think we ended up getting maybe 6, maybe 7, and then we ended up dropping down a little bit to 53 to hit it for 4 more. So I'm gonna do with this one is just move down to 57. I think that should be pretty good. Try to go as hard as I can. Try to get a solid stretch at the top and go from there. Let's see how this one goes. I'm trying to get at least a solid 6 to 8, but man, sometimes I get a little bit less because it's just tiring. That's pretty good song. We're gonna listen to "Floggy" by Don Tolliver and Travis Scott. Come on. Okay. That was good. I think we can stick to 57. I think we can stick to 57 on this next one. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to raise a little bit of the exposure because it looks a little bit dark from where I'm looking at it right now. So I don't want it to be too dark. Ooh. What I am going to be testing out tomorrow, one of our friends here at the gym ended up showing me how to take video in S-Log. And so that way I can keep a little bit more detail for you guys. And then I'm going to use like a LUT, which is kind of like similar to color grading. And I'm just going to throw it in there. So we're going to test it out this weekend with our footage from tomorrow and see how it goes. So it'll probably make my life a little bit easier. And I get to keep more detail for you guys. So we're going to be testing it out. Hopefully it goes well. Because last time I tried to do something like that, I think I uploaded a video and it was so gray because there was not enough color. So hopefully we get it this time around. I'm gonna take maybe 2 minutes and then we'll start the next one. I'm gonna raise the exposure just a tiny bit. Okay, let's go next one. Yes. Nice. Okay. That was good. Let's go grab the single rope so we can try that one out where we go like this. And it's just like doing a tricep extension. So let's go grab that. I was having a difficult time finding this thing because it was right next to the other single rope, and so I just thought it was a regular one. But we're gonna end up using this one to do some tricep extensions. So the way we grab it is like this. You really hold on to this thing, you get the craziest stretch. What I'm gonna do is actually bring this just a tiny bit more further away to get a deeper stretch. Yeah. Perfect. Let's do it. Okay. I'm gonna start with the left hand and then just match her right with that. Okay, let's match it. Okay. I probably should have taken a quick little break. So now I'm gonna have to do a pause set on my right hand because I couldn't do a simple amount of reps. Well, that's no problem. I'm gonna take a quick 5 seconds, and we're gonna hit it for 2 more. Then we're gonna go drink some water because I'm hella thirsty. Oh my god. Okay. One more just like that. Let's go drink some water. All right. Let's do a last one of these. I am not kidding when I'm telling you guys to not skip out on these. You guys should be doing these or incorporating these instead of doing your regular extensions. These are just so much better because you also get to work out on each hand individually. I would recommend doing these, and it's also way more stable, which is really nice. You get to really push yourself in, and you're putting as much work in your tricep as possible. So that's what we're aiming for. We're gonna go with the same way. We're gonna start with our left. Whatever we get on our left, we're gonna match with this bad boy here. And then what I'm gonna do is move this down, and we're gonna do some overhead work afterwards. I think that'll be pretty good. I'm thinking maybe we might even do some single overhead work. We shall see. We'll see if I'm feeling a little experimental. All right, let's do it. Let's get 8 on this side. What? I'm not gonna lie. For some fucking reason, my right hand is a stronger one. It's a more developed. But whenever I'm doing this specific workout, this one is just weaker for some reason. I need to fucking start off with this one. Stop playing around. Even though this one feels a little bit smaller, but it's annoying. Because my thing was ready to go up at 3. Yeah. Oh, man. at least today's a bit of a shorter day and we don't have to be here for too long. So can't wait to get home and cook something. Even though I feel like today I'm finishing all my snacks too soon throughout the day instead of kind of like having them throughout the day. I feel like I get so hungry and then I can't stop eating. I have a problem. I have a problem. I have to stop myself from eating because I just want to eat everything sometimes. Okay, let's set it up now. And let's do some overhead work now. And make sure I don't lose my AirPod. Yes, okay, so let's test this out. We usually don't do any single arm work or any single tricep extensions overhead. So we're gonna try it out. If I don't like it, I'll probably just grab a bar. We have the one that we used earlier, so that won't be pretty good. But let's give you guys a different angle. I think we're gonna give you guys and go from the right side, so that way you guys can see it and go from there. All right, look. I'll move you guys. All right. Hopefully, I don't have to change the lighting too much. There we go. Give you guys a little bit different view. Don't get you guys too bored. There you go. Nice, that's perfect. All right, I'm gonna test it out first before I do it. Before I slack up any weight on here. See how it is. So essentially, what I'm trying to do, I'm gonna just sit down, right? Grab onto this thing and just pull up. This is what we're doing. But just based on me setting it up with this, good thing I didn't start off right away. I need to push this in just a little bit more because it's kind of throwing my shoulder back a little weird. And the last thing I need is a damn shoulder injury. I do. I'll go little by little. All right, that's all right. Okay.
I think on this last one, I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it with the bar. It feels much better. I mean, this one's not too bad, but I think I can load it just so much better with the bar. I can stabilize so much better. This one I feel a little wobbly here and there. So let's switch over. Man, we're pretty much done with triceps after this. We're gonna move over to some hamstrings. Hopefully, hamstrings isn't too tiring. What we're gonna do? I think we do a solid 53. I think I'll be good. All right, let's do it. That's how we set this shit up though, because it's always hella hard. That's how we do it. There we go. Okay. That was good. That was good. Okay, let's move over and let's do hamstrings now. We're done with triceps. Today was it feels so much different using all your energy or your starting energy with triceps because everything feels so much easier. You don't feel as tired. If I was already starting off with triceps, for example, right? Or if I was starting off with chest and then I did triceps, it would have been hella hard. I would have been hella tired. I'm already pretty tired itself. Yeah. All right, let's move on. This time around, I'm gonna warm up just because I want to make sure that I'm not getting hurt. So we're gonna do one warm up, and then we're gonna stop. We're gonna start our main set. I'm thinking we're gonna go with either 210 or 205. Last time we did 205 and it was pretty good, but this time around we're gonna use this belt because we ended up tightening it up just one more notch. So I think that 205 should be much easier. That's our main set. I think just to be a little bit more better, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 210, and I think that should be pretty good. We're gonna use a belt, and I think we'll be good with that. I'm gonna take maybe like a 30 seconds, and then we'll start. Oh. All right, here's what we're gonna listen to. If you guys can see it, I'm put my brightness up. This is gonna motivate us through the sweat. Listen to it. It's fire. That's it. Two more just like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our first set. So we're gonna do it without shoes because when I feel the ground, I get a better mind muscle connection. So that's what we're gonna do. I was thinking about doing 95, but we went kind of hard on the seated curl, so we're just gonna do 90s. Try to get maybe 8 to 10, reach all the way to the ground, get a solid stretch, and I think we'll be good. Almost. One more. Okay. Let's do our last set. I'm hoping that this one doesn't feel too crazy. My hamstrings feel fucking cooked already, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just do. I think maybe I'll just do 6 to 8, and I think I'll be pretty good. I think on the last one we got 8, so we'll see. We'll fucking see. Let's restart this song. What happened? A little bit lower. Okay, that's good. Okay, we're done. Jasmine just got here. She's a little late, so we're probably gonna head home. Maybe I'll stretch a little bit. We're probably gonna do cardio for 10, 15 minutes. Oh my god, I'm cooked today for sure. But let's switch over to a pump check now. Okay. Let's see what kind of damage we did. We ended up not doing abs today just because I got a little bit lazy. I don't think I need to do it, to be honest. I think we'll be good. So what we're gonna do though is we're gonna do 15 minutes of cardio. So for sure not gonna skip out on that because the more cardio we do, the more we can eat. And I'm not trying to cut down my calories, to be completely honest with you. I like eating. So we're gonna keep doing the cardio and we're gonna be keep having those good snacks. So we gotta stop by Safeway, pick up a few things. Let's see. Let's see what kind of damage. We only did triceps and hamstrings. I can't really show you guys hamstrings, so I'll just show you guys the arms. Make sure it's on me. Okay, let's go home. Let's go pick up the things we need from Safeway. So make sure I don't forget. I'm gonna send Jasmine a text message with a list because you guys already know I have a tendency of forgetting things. And then I get to the apartment, and next thing you know, I'm like, damn, I forgot cheese or I forgot something. So I'm gonna create the list. I'm gonna learn my lesson, not be lazy. But we're gonna get home. We're gonna eat some moikos, and we have some type of Mediterranean chicken wraps waiting for us. So we're gonna be doing some of the cooking tonight. All right. I'll see you guys on. No, I'll see you guys tomorrow actually, because the video you guys get tomorrow on Saturday is gonna come out on Monday. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for some chest, back, and shoulder. So it's gonna be a busy one tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too busy. Hopefully you get here at a good time. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. See you guys.